Hello, BookTube. I've got a little bit of mail set aside here that we can open together, see what we can find, see if there's anything that looks interesting. I'm assuming that all of these packages will be 2025 releases. I don't imagine I'm going to get many 2024 releases in the last month of the year. Let's see here. So yeah, this one is from April, uh, from the folks at Europa Editions. Is this a translation? Probably. Yeah, this is Gabrielle, by the author of The Postcard. I know a lot of you read The Postcard. Anne Barrist and Claire Barrist, translated by Tina Cover. That's going to be the U.S. cover. Yeah, and the publicity is laying a lot on the success of The Postcard. In this new book, the year is 1908. At the height of the Belle Epoque, only a few years before the world descends into the devastation of World War I, and a brilliant young French woman named Gabrielle, newly graduated from the most elite music school in Europe, meets a volcanic Spanish artist named Francis Picabia. Following a whirlwind romance, they marry and fall headlong into a Paris that is experimenting with new forms of living, thinking, and creating. Shortly after marrying Francis, Gabrielle meets Marcel Duchamp, another young artist, 5 years her junior. Soon, the three are involved in a fervent affair that will redefine what is possible for women in those years and what is permissible in love and art. Okay, I confess I know almost nothing about Marcel Duchamp, so I don't know if this person is real. This person, I know he's real. Uh, that's interesting. I don't think I have. Do I have any books that would even touch on his life? I don't have any biographies of him. Uh, but I don't know that I have anything that would even include him. I don't think I do. Maybe I have a big history of this time period in Paris. I'll have to look around and see, but that doesn't come out until April. That's the spring. That's a long time from now. Uh, let's see. Let's see what this next one is. It's thin, whatever it is. It's not a big book. Let's see. Get this junk out of the way. Yeah, this comes out in January, so this is also a 2025 release from W.W. Norton. This is by John Dufresne, and it's called My Darling Boy. Once again, a little bit alarming what 2025 book covers are looking like. It looks like we're sliding back into the days of, let's say, unremarkable covers at the very least. And this is going to come out as a $30 hardcover in the middle of January. And in it, John Dufresne tells the story of Olney, whose beloved son, Cully, collapses into addiction and vanishes into the chaotic netherworld of southern Florida. Aided by his terminally ill girlfriend and the colorful inhabitants of a local motel, including a doomsday prepper, an ex-nun, a pair of blind twins with a cute sense of smell, and a devoutly Catholic shelter worker, Olney sets out to save his son. Amidst the Florida landscape of mini-golf, diners, beaches filled with sketchy characters, seedy motel rooms, overly air-conditioned casinos, and crime and drugs, Olney searches and finds Cully again and again, but he won't commit to treatment. Though Cully and Olney's journey together is heartbreaking, the author tells this story with his characteristic wit, dark humor, and tragic-comic voice. Okay, well, this has blurbs from Ann Hood and Dennis Lehane, and it comes out in mid-January, so I don't know if I'll get the finished copy, but contemporary fiction, so we're 2 for 2 for contemporary fiction here, and then we've got this third one. Let's see if we can break that pattern. Also 2025, I assume. Yes, March 2025. No, this is nonfiction. Good. So this is by Mayuka Sen, and it is called Love Queenie, Merle Oberon, Hollywood's first South Asian star. And this is a beautiful the book is a beautiful reclamation of pioneering South Asian actress Merle Oberon's glittering, complicated life and lasting impact on Hollywood. Merle Oberon attained Hollywood immortality with a nomination for Best Leading Actress Oscar for her role in the 1935 film The Dark Angel. It was the first time a performer of color had received an acting nomination at the Academy Awards, but because Oberon concealed her South Asian identity throughout her lifetime and passed for white, very few people knew it. In this book is the first biography in more than 40 years of the India-born actress, and the author draws on family interviews and previously untapped archival research to animate the Wuthering Heights star's hard-won journey to fame. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what kind of sources. Imagine the book will tell me all about that, but I wonder what kind of sources. Previously untapped archival research and family interviews. That sounds fascinating. So, depending on the extent of that, that would make this completely groundbreaking as a book. So that if you wanted to do a Merle Oberon biography, you'd have to discard all the others and start with this one. So that is Hollywood biography coming out in March. So we've got 3 2025 books. One translated literature, one contemporary fiction, one biography. The only other book-related thing to stick into this video is Kobo. I've watched a couple of booktube videos, YouTube videos recently about people talking about leaving the Amazon ecosystem. Of course, in booktube, the famous example of leaving the Amazon system was Ollie at Criminali. But I've watched a lot of other channels too who aren't booktube. And it's reminded me that I have a shelf full of Kobos. So after a while of watching those videos, I went looking at my Kobos, all of which have been very, very incredibly generous gifts from all of you. I've never bought a Kobo. And I confess, I don't know if the rest of you are this way, but I confess that when I was looking at those Kobos, a big determining factor in whether or not I even wanted to explore one of them was the power cord. I wanted it to be USB-C. My iPad and my laptop are USB-C. My Kindle is USB-C. My phone is not USB-C, but the next phone that I get will be. I like that. I like the simplicity of it. I like the durability of it. The metal tongue of the USB-C plug is much sturdier than the lightning port or anything like that. So I didn't want to have to find not only an old Kobo, but also an old Kobo charging cord that would only be for that one device. And I found what I think is a Kobo Sage. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. That is, it just, it's a big screen, and it opens to, it's got this stylus on the side here that is magnetized. When I use the device in its case, it turns out that the stylus is no problem at all. It's magnetized to the device, and it's right there. I don't know if I want to keep using this case, but my main objection to styluses for all the various devices that I've had that support them, is that I no sooner touch the thing than the stylus goes flying off, or I set it down somewhere and I don't see it again. Or I have to remember where it was, or I have to be careful about it. And the whole thing about this is that I don't want to be careful about it. I don't want to have to think that way. But the stylus is just right in there. It's wedged in the device. So, I mean, I can use it, but it just goes right back in there, and it's not going anywhere, which is really neat. Otherwise, if I take this out of the case, then I think I lose the magnetic coupling for the stylus. I don't know how much I'll use the stylus. I think that's mainly for writing on this device, and I don't plan on writing on this device. I think I lose the magnetic coupling of the stylus if I take this out of the case to reduce the bulk of it. And once I take it out of the case, it's a sleep-wake case. But the Kobos have the power button up on the back. So I don't know what it would be like. I'm gonna experiment with this thing without the case on and see what it's like, because I have the case, I have the stylus. So if I want to use those, it's always an option. But it's occasioned me to experiment, to play around with the Kobo ecosystem, which I have not really all that extensively done. One of the things I thought when immediately about leaving Amazon would be that all of those ebook deals that I get, those daily ebook deals, those would go bye-bye. That I wouldn't be able to read those indie published books anymore. But most of them have an option to send to your Kobo. I just need to figure out how to make that work. That's all. I have an account with Kobo. That should do it. And also the Kobo website, if I bookmark it and remember to go there, has endless options for free ebooks to try out what's there that might not be on the Amazon ecosystem. And more practically, there are just the ergonomics of the thing. How do you use it? How does it work? What does it do that maybe the Kindle doesn't do as well, or maybe what does it do that the Kindle does much better? I don't know. I'm going to experiment around with it. I know a lot of you are Kobo users and big Kobo fans, so I wanted to mention that I hauled that out. It's USB-C, so I plugged it in and powered it up, and now I'm exploring on it. I want to see if I can send free ebooks every day to this device, and I'll play around a little with using it without the case on to see. But anyway, that's just a side note. This is the mail. We've got literature, fiction in translation, and what sounds like a groundbreaking Hollywood biography. So I'll wrap this up for now, and I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.